What is up? Today we have a special guest. We have Jessica Torres, and we want to get her insight on her path towards Instagram greatness, and we'll see what kind of projects she is developing now. Plus, she'll give a couple of tips on how you guys can do the same thing as well. So, Jessica, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Good. Thank you for coming on the Level Up podcast. As you see, our logo is prominent there.
Level up.
Yes,
I love it.
I know,
I
right?
like it, yeah.
So basically what we want to do is help other people level up, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, music careers, or anything. So if you can, just give us a little background on who you are, where you're from, and what you're doing these days.
Yeah. So I got really curious about, I think we have the same kind of passion because I love talking about people, their stories, and seeing how that can inspire other people, actually. So when was that? Like 4 years ago, I was just I said to myself, if I had all the money in the world and the freedom with my time, what would I be doing with my time?
Okay.
And then I said, you know what? I'll be doing interviews.
Nice.
I love interviewing. So I remember a friend of mine asked me, can you do an interview with me right now? And I was like, yeah, I can. So I just decided to take a microphone, a friend with a camera, and then we were doing interviews in clubs.
Really?
Like in nightclubs, yeah.
Wow.
To reggaetoneros, to like reggaeton artists.
Really?
Yeah, so I was talking to promoters and asking them, oh, can I just do, it's going to be 5 minutes.
Here,
New Jersey, New York, yeah. And then we just got a lot of like well-known, like Nicky Jam, Jay Alvarez, Plan B, and all of these guys that a lot of people followed. And Daddy Yankee as well we got. And I said to myself, I mean, no one is doing it. Why don't I do it?
Yeah.
And that's how I got into all of this industry. It's just so interesting. I think it's very interesting.
And did you post any of these, like to a YouTube channel?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was like 4 years ago.
Oh.
And then a friend of mine, I was working with a friend of mine then, John. He's doing a show called Más Latinos.
Okay.
With Azteca.
Oh,
Back in those days, like 2 years ago. So we were also doing interviews and interviewing just successful people, finding about their careers. And then after that, I was working in a studio, Emporia Studios. It used to be on 37th.
Okay.
Yeah, on 37th. And we were the same thing, just interviewing people, doing clips. And the owner of this place, Cesar Camacho, he taught me how to edit.
Get out.
And I was just so frustrated first. I was like, oh my God, I don't like this. Like, I was just not liking the process. But then, I don't know, it was just like you going through the process and making the cuts and seeing the final result. And it just gives you another perspective when you're filming and then you know the ending result.
Yep.
So it just changes. And then I kind of like fell in love with it. So now I'm doing like my own content. Yeah.
Now we saw you at the Google event.
Yes.
There. So how did that come about?
That was great. So the person who was doing that event, Lily Jill Valletta, I'm working with her now also.
Get out. Nice.
Yeah, and it's crazy how visualization. How do you say it? Visualization.
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 Yep.
How that works, because back in those days, I said, "Oh my God, I love this woman. Like, I want to work with her." And yeah, now I'm working with her. So it's
So what
crazy.
kind of projects do you have going on with her?
She has 2 companies, CM Plus and Culture Intel.
Okay.
And it's all about marketing and elevating. You know what? I think here in New York, we have, like, not even the American industry, but the Latino industry is just, I mean, we have to make something about it because there's not a lot and there's a need. There's a need for good content.
And it's almost like you're right, because I do feel, especially in the YouTube marketplace, I feel like there's not that Latino niche that really kind of has come up yet, you know. And I do feel that
level
could be something
up.
Yeah, exactly. we all need to level up on that sense. But that's really cool. So what are you using these days to kind of like get yourself out there?
You know what? I keep on telling my friends, and YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
it's such a hard platform
It
to
is.
get. I mean, just to keep yourself consistent
Yeah.
in there, because. But what I keep on doing and what has been working for me, it's I was doing Facebook ads. I was
Okay.
putting my. So what I do is I create let's say a video, 3 minutes, 4 minute video, and then I put it on Facebook on my Facebook fan page. Am I allowed to say this?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And then I'm always doing, and what I know it's working, it's ads. I mean, you have to invest in your content.
So for everyone watching, we covered this in another video where we use Facebook ads to promote whatever side hustle you got going on. What Jessica is doing is using Facebook ads to promote her content.
Exactly.
Now, are you promoting YouTube content on Facebook, or are you directly uploading to Facebook?
So this is what happened. Well, I do it on YouTube, and then the link I put it on Facebook.
Gotcha. Okay.
And those links, those clicks go to YouTube.
Perfect. Okay.
So it's, I mean,
Now, are you drilling down to like the demographics to see who should be seeing your
yeah.
videos? Okay.
I mean, all of my content right now it's in Spanish.
Okay.
So
you're targeting.
Yeah. So
Gotcha,
and
yeah.
the
That's smart.
views are cheaper.
Yeah.
So you can get
Yeah,
more
yeah,
views as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. I know eventually I'll have to change it up.
Right.
And a lot of people have already told me, like, you really need to start making content in English.
Yeah.
It's just that in my mind, everything's easier in Spanish. But yeah, eventually I'll have to do that. And now, one video, they didn't let me promote it on Facebook. So I was like, oh, shoot. Now what do we do?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, let me learn about Google Ads.
Okay.
And it's crazy. I mean, I loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
No. What did you feel you had the most success with?
I
between
mean,
the two?
I thought Facebook, but now I mean, I know I have to do a lot of research and learn a lot about it, but I'm crazy about Google Ads right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, are you using Google Ads like the original, or are you using like the YouTube ads for like pre-rolls or anything?
The Google
original?
Ads, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And how are you targeting on there?
As well.
Same thing.
Yeah, South America, or also New York, but people because they let you choose the language that the video's in.
Gotcha,
So I say
gotcha.
Spanish, but then here, New York, New Jersey, so
Now-
it works very well.
For Google Ads, also I want to add, I get these emails probably once or twice a month where they're giving me the $150 credit or the $200 credit.
They're
to put
smart.
Towards, yeah. Because, I mean, you're going to spend that anyway, so
Exactly.
you might as well just get those extra views for free.
And a guy that I always listen to, I love this guy, Gary Vee.
Oh yeah.
We gotta love him. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're here, everyone loves him. I think this guy is so real,
Yeah.
and he's so smart,
He's
and
motivated a lot of people.
he's sharing his content as he says, his just strategies for free,
Yeah.
and I love that. And I mean, it's just. I love him. And something that he said, I remember in one of his videos, was that right now Google Ads is not as good as it used to be. Now he's actually talking about Facebook ads.
Right. And how it's underpriced.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And actually that's a key point, Juan
Yeah.
and Will. I mean, it's crazy that it's so underpriced.
Yeah.
Like, people don't see the value of these tools.
I know. Like, you can almost like, I have seen like U.S. Visitors, they could go for like $1 something a click. But if you reach like South America or any of those, you're getting it for like pennies on the dollar.
Yes.
They're like 3 cents for a view or a click
Yeah.
or anything, which is insane.
Well, also, if you use the, I like to call the Facebook hack for running the ads. So if you start, so when I run my ads, because I run ads for my affiliate products, when I run those ads, I will take out the United States, I will take out Canada, I will take out United Kingdom, and I'll take out Australia. Then I'll run the ad for 2 to 3 days, let the algorithm do its thing, and it's pennies on the dollar. So then when I want to add back the US and the other countries, sure, the price will go up, but it won't go too far up. So instead
That's
of 3 cents
crazy.
a click, I would be paying anywhere from 35, maybe even 70 cents at the most per click. So take those expensive countries out first, run the ad a couple of days, and then plug them back in.
That's very smart
Yeah.
to do. Yeah.
So far, it's been working for me for, I don't know, almost a year now, doing that way.
And what I'm finding is that Facebook, they're so strict with the content that they let you promote.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
One single thing that they just, no, not approved. So
What
you
kind
gotta
of
do it
things
again.
do you get disapproved for?
What kind of content?
Yeah.
Lately, a lot.
Oh,
I'm actually
really?
surprised. I did a blog about climate change, and they did
Climate change got
climate
disapproved?
change.
Man,
got
they're
disapproved
trying to-
because
they're trying-
because it's controversy. They said.
What?
Yeah.
You're trying to hide the truth.
Wow.
I mean, even I mean, it's just perspective, but how, I mean, I don't know. I just didn't understand that. And also, in another video that I did, I was talking about how social media plays with your happiness and with your
Yeah.
mind and with your state of being. And you scroll down and you see all of these people making it happen and all happy, all successful. And it's like scientifically, your levels of happiness just decrease, of course.
It's draining
Yeah.
because you're always trying to compete with someone else and what their feed is saying.
Yeah.
And then you feel bad about yourself because you're not doing
Because
those
you
things.
think you're not.
Right.
I mean,
right. And people just, I guess a lot of people can't put in perspective, like some of those people are just faking their lives.
most.
Yeah, most.
And that's the worst thing. I
yeah.
mean,
So, in terms of Instagram, like how did you feel you're doing with that and what are you doing to grow that?
so yeah, I think Instagram it's very undervalued. The ads also.
Yeah.
I mean, not undervalued, underpriced. I mean, it's crazy. I'm investing in the videos in the blogs that I post, $4, $5, and I mean you can get. It depends. It depends on the topic, but you can get 4,000, 5,000, 10.
Right.
In one of Venezuela that I was talking to a friend, I got 26,000 views.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
On a single Instagram
Yeah.
ad.
And
That's
it was
insane.
just like $7. 26.
I told you guys, the
I
Instagram
mean,
ads, they're loving it. That's what I've been using for the past
crazy.
like 2 years. All Instagram ads to grow mine. Like I have like a family niche,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been growing that. But yeah, the results are crazy.
It is.
for it.
And some people, they kind of feel bad promoting their content.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I mean,
I think it's a confidence thing.
Yeah.
You know, and especially you got to think about like if this is going to be your career, you got to let that go.
yeah. Oh, yeah,
You know?
for sure. And that's also something else. I mean, people who are doing content, they really have to just detach of other people's opinion.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, you just have to care about what makes you feel good. I mean, if you do something, if you record something, and that you feel good about it, and you feel it represents who you are, just go for it, post it, and promote it.
So with that said, were there any kind of hurdles that you felt when you first started being on camera? Were there any
Yeah.
insecurities?
Yeah, sure. Yes, of course. I mean, I was always thinking about like what people are going to say. I mean, I have no right to do this because I
Right.
didn't go to school for that. And first I was doing like interviews. So a lot of of people that I know went to school 4 years, 5 years, communications degree, and they were not doing anything about it. But then I come and I do it. So I said, oh, but then I dropped that and I said, oh, you know what? I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And then with the blogs, I think that's more exposing. It's exposing yourself.
Yep.
And people can see it. People can see through, like, whatever you're feeling, and they know. So
Yeah.
they know if you're confident about what you're saying. So first, it's kind of hard, but as you said, if you think and you feel this is going to be your career, I mean, you just have to go for it.
Awesome. So what about, are there any other social networks that you're using as well?
Social network.
Any Snapchat or Twitter?
You know what? You said Snapchat, and I thought of Gary Vee saying, "You gotta use all of them: Twitter,
Micro
Snapchat."
content on all platforms.
I know,
Hey, I even
but no, I
created
don't have
Pinterest
Snapchat.
within the last 6 months. So
Oh, you see?
I'm rocking and rolling on that thing. I love Pinterest.
Really?
I
What do you
thought-
do in Pinterest?
So what I do is I also have like a blog, hollywoodwood.com, and all of my content is automatically uploaded to Pinterest. So just, creating that back and forth. I also run Google AdSense, so I'm trying to get everybody to come from everywhere to go to my website. So,
That's great.
but this guy, I'll go ahead and give him the credit. He kept trying to get me on Pinterest. I'm like, I'm not doing that because I assumed it was just for like women and recipes and stuff like that.
And flowers.
So yeah, like 'cause every time I saw someone post something on my page about Pinterest, it was stuff that I didn't really care about.
About the pecan pie that I cooked last weekend.
So and then I started following a little closely to his page and saw the numbers that he was bringing in, going from Pinterest back to your website. So I said, let me get on that. And been
That's
using it
great,
ever
yeah.
since. I'm actually on Pinterest more now than I am on Facebook, and I'm on
Oh,
Facebook a lot.
wow. That's
But I still
impressive.
believe, I'll still swear by Facebook ads. I run those all the time.
I know,
But
yeah.
Pinterest does help.
Like investing, talking about like ads, I think Facebook, as we said, and I mean YouTube, Google ads. I mean, it's crazy. What do you use?
I primarily use Facebook and I use Instagram the most.
Okay.
Just because if we get into like the monetary end of this whole business thing, sponsorships is where it's at.
Yeah.
Like we get a ton of sponsors, just being like a family type niche. So the money's there. So that's why we try concentrating on Instagram just to grow that as big as possible. And I've met a lot of people through Instagram just helping others in that sense. So Instagram is pretty much the biggest for me. And right now, especially with this podcast, so if you like this video, make sure you hit like and subscribe. We're running this series to grow our YouTube. And
Who was your inspiration? Because a lot of people are doing this, but I'm curious to know.
Well, again, I listen to Gary Vee as well.
I know,
that
he's
guy.
laughing. He loves
It's
him.
funny, you know what I mean? But I guess in terms of inspiration, like it's just like those movies. Like, do you ever see like Boiler Room?
No,
Just
I
the
didn't.
business side of things. It's just like movies like that, Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not even
yeah,
just
yeah,
like what they're doing, but kind of just the motivation behind wanting to be successful.
Yeah.
That's what kind of drives me to do what I want. And I actually, like, I didn't go to a big school as well. I'm doing this all on my own. It's just like these guys. We're all just here, just putting in the work and just seeing what comes of it.
And that's the beauty of it. Like
Yeah.
showing everyone, not just talking about it, but showing everyone that it's about, like, it's really about passion and discipline. And if you work for it, like, you can make anything happen. And you know in your mind if you're doing your best or if you should be doing more.
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of content, like how often are you trying to put stuff out?
So now, 2 videos a week.
Okay.
I was doing that about 7 months ago.
Okay.
One long one that I have also in YouTube, or 2 short ones on Instagram.
Okay. All right.
So
all right.
on Instagram, it's just a minute. So
Right.
those are really easy to do. Now for YouTube, if in my opinion, it has to be like 3 minutes or 4, the ones that I do, and that will be, I'll do once a week, and then again for Instagram, it's just, I don't know, it's easier. So I'll do 2. I stopped doing that for a couple of months because I was working with CM Plus with Lily, and now I'm back. And
Nice.
it feels good.
I bet.
And I see the movement, and it's just crazy. And the hashtags. Let's talk about that.
Yes.
Like, that's
yes.
great.
Yes. Which is one of
It's
the
crazy.
Actually, it's funny. As common as hashtags are, I still don't feel people use them enough.
No.
Right.
And also you can consider this a tip at all, but like don't use the same hashtags that
Exactly.
everyone uses.
Yeah.
There are an insane amount of hashtags that people do look up that aren't really just oversaturated. Did you feel?
Yeah, sure. So I don't remember where I read that if you have too many hashtags, so the algorithm it will just not show your video.
Yeah,
Right.
I did hear about that.
But what I see people do, and what I'm doing myself, and it's working, is that you have all of the hashtags in the comments
comments,
section
Right. Yep.
instead of like the post.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Like I'll use
It
like
works,
4
yeah.
or 5 in the caption, and then anything else,
in the comments.
just go right to the comments and blow it up.
Yeah.
In terms of networking, like what do you recommend to others that are trying to network and find like either a mentor or maybe a partner?
Oh God, you said it, mentor.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't think, I mean, you can be as motivated as you want and you can do it by yourself. And I mean, is going to work anyway. But when you have a mentor and someone you're looking up to and someone who's telling you what you're doing right and what you're not, it changes the game.
It can mean the world.
A very good one that I have, and I had him when I was doing all of this interviews and all of that, was Cesar Camacho. Like, this guy, he taught me a lot.
In what way?
Is just being confident on camera, what not to do, and edit. I mean, I didn't know. I had no clue about editing. And he taught me about just editing. He told me that I had to be posting a video a week.
And what are you using to edit?
Oh my God, I forgot the name. What was the name of this program?
Level Up?
No.
Adobe?
No. It's very popular. That'll be the next
Adobe
one that you
Premiere?
say. No.
After Effects.
No.
I don't edit.
iMovie.
Do you guys know?
Final
Cut.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like the
Final
popular one.
Cut. Yeah, that's the one I love it.
Yeah.
I learned with that one, and that's the one I use.
What do you got tips
I
for
think I have
beginners?
that app on my phone.
This guy's been trying to learn himself. What tips do you have for?
You know what? YouTube. It's crazy. I mean, and that's what I tell everyone. I mean, you don't know how to do something, go to Google, go to YouTube and ask, and they'll tell you. You can even find like 5 minutes tutorials.
That's how I learned how to tie.
On how to edit.
That's how I learned how to install my coffee maker that I just bought like 2 weeks ago.
It's amazing.
Just got it and YouTubed it because it came with no instructions, and I wasn't going to be that guy to go back to the store like an idiot. Like, hey,
It had no paper instructions?
No.
Where are you shopping at?
It was at Target.
Oh, wow.
I think it was like a floor model. They just stuck it in a box. That's what I made. But yeah, so I YouTubed it and got that out of the way because I'm stubborn. So I was fiddling with it for like 20 minutes, and then I decided to go to YouTube. So, yeah.
So what are your plans for the rest of the year? 2019 just started?
Yes. And it's already, how many days? Oh my God, 2 months.
I feel like we're almost in the second quarter of the year.
God.
It's going by too quick.
I'm also doing content with Culture Intel, which is the other Lily's. She has 2 companies. So I created this idea of doing blogs for her company, talking about cultural intelligence. It's pretty interesting. And that's also something that people just think that bloggers should be doing blogs, but not really. I mean, businesses today, that's a great way to connect, to reach the customer, and to, just to connect with the customers. Also live content. Like, that's something that...
See, that's something I feel like I wish I could do more, is to do more live content. The only experience that we've done Twitch. Are you familiar with that?
Not familiar, but I've been hearing that.
Yeah, it's basically other kids watching you play video games. Yeah, so me and my friend Lorenzo would sit there, and we'd have a ton of kids like just wanting to play with us, either like Fortnite or FIFA or Madden.
God.
We have fans in like 14, 15 different countries. We have giveaways. We have sponsors.
That's awesome.
We mail the prizes to our fans.
That's
really
great.
Yeah. But one thing we didn't do, we haven't been going live on Instagram at all, which is something I really want to do. So have you been doing that?
Yes.
Yeah.
But, I
what
mean,
kind of content do you put on there for?
And that's the thing that sometimes we think and we believe that it has to be something like big. I was doing it more when I was working in the studio in Emporia. Like, we will do live videos, and sometimes even if you can get, I mean, it doesn't have to be thousands of people, but the people that you talk to, the next time that you connect, they'll be there. They will be there. It's just another type of connection with people.
That's what's up. See, now we gotta do more live stuff, man.
Yeah.
So get that smile ready, Will.
I'm still learning how to be live. I'm not that. I like to sit behind the camera, not in front of it. Yeah.
But that's it. I mean.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm getting more comfortable.
That's good.
What about
that's
YouTube
great. Live?
Do you do that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, we want to try to do that as well.
What about, do you do Instagram TV?
I did. I tried it. I did not like the success that I got so far. I did it at the very beginning, so I haven't uploaded videos probably since it first launched. Because I was kind of waiting to see like how they were going to develop IGTV. But I saw the same type of viewership on other popular Instagram accounts, and they weren't getting the views that I thought they would. So I'm hoping they develop that. They've kind of like been quiet since it came out.
Yeah.
So that worries me a bit. I thought it was a great idea.
Me too, yeah.
And I wish, if anything, they would have made it like more searchable, you know, because right now I can't search on IGTV and look for a video to teach me how to, you know, install a crock pot or anything like that. You know, right now everything's, if I put something, if I put the word family, I'll just get a bunch of accounts with the word family in front of it. So I hope it develops into something.
Yeah.
We'll see. Have you been doing that?
No. But that I mean, it's just crazy that today, and they saw it coming. Like today, it's just everyone's attention is on social media.
It is.
So,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think we need to just build a new website and use social media platform just to get more people on. So what are some any horror stories?
Horror?
Yeah, like any bad moments, like when you're trying to make content or be in front of a camera.
And I thought of an interview that I was doing. This was with, have you heard of Jay Alvarez?
Yeah.
So he's a reggaeton artist. He used to be very famous like 5 years ago. And I was trying to get this interview like crazy. I was calling friends. No one was picking up. And finally, when I got to like talk to a friend, I went there. I went to the place. He was about to have a show. So I was doing this interview. We were supposed to do the interview before the show. I was doing the interview. I was finally there, so confident, so happy. And then he went straight to just to have his show. And then I told my friend, let's see the interview. No sound.
Wow.
That's happened to me. That's the worst.
That's bad.
The worst.
And when you do it yourself, I mean, at least you can just go ahead and do it again.
Right.
Do your video again.
Right.
But when it's an interview, that was it.
Right.
Oh, and it happened also with this guy. What's his name? Mario Lopez.
Really?
Mario
Wow.
Lopez, yeah. We were doing an interview on him. That was actually like 3 months ago. We were doing an interview, and it was just, the sound was off.
No.
So,
did you do
but then
anything with the
in that moment, I mean, he was there, so I was like, "Oh, can we just do it again, please?"
okay.
And he
That's good.
He was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, let's do it."
I would have made some use of that footage. I would have talked over his voice and said the words for him. Is that on your YouTube channel as well?
No, that was for Prudential. That was
All
with
right.
marketing with the company that I'm working with. So we don't have the content. Yeah.
Gotcha. So what about this new venture you have going on?
Yeah. So I'm learning about marketing.
Okay.
And it's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And about digital marketing, like for businesses. So what I was telling you, like a lot of people think that it's just people who have to do blogs, but businesses, like, this is their time also to just post.
Right.
And as our guy Gary Vee says, it's about educating people about, if you have a company, it doesn't matter what it is about, but you need to be educating people, just bringing value to people. And that's how you're going to be connecting with them. And that's how then eventually you're going to sell.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are just are in there just trying to see what they can get
Right away. Exactly.
right away.
Yep.
Exactly. And know that it has to be like you gotta invest.
Yeah.
And you gotta invest in yourself, in your content, and as I said, educate people, bring value, and then you'll see the results.
Our thing is planting seeds.
Yeah.
With people, you know, whether you try to do something for that person without expecting something in return. You know,
that's tough.
It is.
Juan.
It is tough. It's very tough. It's very, very tough, and a lot of people lose sight of that.
Yeah.
You know, and even if they do the good thing at first, if they see like nothing come of it, they automatically give up. You know, and it's like kind of hard for them to stick to, which I wish more people would.
Yes.
You know? So, all right, with that said, I think we're going to take a break. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe. If you can, say your Instagram name.
Jessica Torres TV.
And is there anything you would like to promote there?
I mean, yeah, just people going there and checking my content. Let me know if they like it.
And your fan page?
And my everything is Jessica Torres TV.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back, guys.